just wanna be your disco bitch, your disco bitch. Touch my body. Let my body.
Check.
Let my body rock.
Makeup.
Let my body rock.
Alright. You know what I'm saying? So take a look. Hold on.
Wanna keep sweating when you're on top. Just report.
You small, I hate small people ever since I got chased from Murphy's Bar. You crumb.
Shake it slow. Got the high heel shoes with the
Michael
Really?
Pinheiro Incorporated. That's right.
Really.
Watch my body rock.
Unless you're sitting next to me, you'll always be winning. Duh, winning.
feel you breathe. Let your body rock is what you said to me.
Let my body rock. Let my body rock. Watch my body rock.
Let it rock.
Welcome everybody to week 11 of the King of Kings League of Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, cats and kittens, all the people in the sports world, there has been a blockbuster trade made. First round picks, finding new homes, all that and more this week from your defending world champion on today's show. Let's go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen,
That's using the term loosely. Ain't no gentleman answer.
cats and kittens out there. Welcome to the greatest show that the web has ever seen. Two of the most handsome cats, bringing it to you each and every week from the King of Kings, League of Champions. My boy, DJ Mikey P, and yours truly, the four-time world champion, defending. How you guys doing out there today? DJ Mikey P, long time no see. How you been?
I know you had that vacation after your big win over me. You took a little siesta, and how's it feel to be back on the show?
You know, I rushed it a little. I'm not gonna lie, me and my wife, we went down to Hawaii. You know what I mean? Went down to Hawaii there. I laid there in tan, hula around, played with the little beach honeys down there, and it was exciting. I went down there, and and I know. I know. You must have been thrilled to see Big Kev not here on the side of you after that ass whooping I gave you 2 weeks ago. I know you were excited.
Listen to me. Actually, I can't complain. I had a good co-host.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was a good feeling. The best part about it was, God, he didn't talk about himself for an hour.
Well, cats and kittens, let me tell you something. Last week's show was pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. While I was laying on my yacht that I bought with my 4 championships, I was watching the show live via satellite, and I fell overboard. I fell asleep. It was horrendous. I mean, really? A King of Kings episode without the Big Kev? Really? You thought you could do the show without me? I mean, come on. Well, you know what? All fun and games. We are in a tragic week. Okay? We are in a tragic week of fantasy football. And I'm so angry. I'm going to let you start it off because I'm real upset. But we're going to get into breaking news. But what do you have to say about this week?
I like this week. This week was a good week for me. Some people, had a bad week. But, Nuno, hi buddy, hi my little friend. You're his kickstand, but you're my bitch, as of this week. And in case nobody noticed, the top dog in the King of Kings took a little step back last week.
Yes, he did. Courtesy of the man on my right, DJ Mikey P. The Apocalypse Death Lords, whooping that little, no good, Looney Tune son of a bitch, the short circuit. How'd you do it, son?
Listen to me. I took a page out of your book.
That's right.
Okay? I took him first class to Fantasy Island and I left little tattoo there. And I just came back home and I whooped the shit out of his team.
Well, you heard it there, Nuno. I mean, you are now a nickel away from letting Steve catch up to you. But ladies and gem, boys and girls, children of all ages, fantasy idols out there in America, YouTube, all you guys listen up. It was made. 48 hours in the war room, and it was made. Biggest trade in league history. 5 years running. 2 first-round picks find new homes. You know what I'm talking about. The coach and the 4-time defending champ coming together and making a blockbuster trade. Let's go through the names. Who did the coach cough up? And I'll go into mine.
Maurice Jones-Drew. Deshaun Jackson. Andre Johnson? He gave up the natural Andre Johnson?
AJ? The Beast?
The Beast, yeah.
Wow. Andre Johnson, the coach's first overall pick. Number 2 to be exact in the first round. And the world champs coughed up Vincent Jackson, big disappointment, Chris Johnson, and can you take over?
Rob, and I'll use Steve's term, the porn boy, Gronkowski.
My boy Gronkowski has found a new home as we made the biggest 6-man 2-way or 3-way, whatever you want to call it, in history. I mean, the coach, the world champs, the bottom of their divisions, they talked all night and said, you know what? We have good teams. They brought us to where we stand, 2-6, 2-7, 3-6. So, really, we didn't have anything to lose. You know, we didn't have nothing to lose. Let's make something happen. Let's make some history, and before it's too late. You know what I mean? Before it's too late, and see if both teams can get benefited. And I think both walked away with great players. And now, what's to come? I don't know. Now, with my luck, I'll be sitting there watching Chris Johnson put up 50 points a game, and I'll officially retire from football. But it's a huge trade. I mean, what do you think on it? Did it come out fair on both ends? What is your thoughts on it? Can you even believe the names involved in this trade?
I was kind of shocked by it. I really was. Listen to me, I love Andre Johnson, and I know he hasn't played all season. I personally wouldn't have gave up Andre Johnson. For me, I don't care what was on the other end. I wouldn't have gave up Andre. But it works out because Vincent Jackson has potential to be a star all season long. Yeah, San Diego's playing like crap, but Vincent Jackson can snap out of it and just stop putting up numbers. Chris Johnson, if he gets his head on football and stops spending money every week from his big contract, he can put up numbers. So it really does equal out. I like Deshaun Jackson. He has big playability. Maurice Jones-Drew is pretty steady, and Gronkowski's been on a tear. Like, Gronkowski to me was a big give up because he has been lighting it up.
Yes,
He's been a touchdown machine for the Patriots.
That was a big hurt. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. That was a big hurt. I was hoping to move Hernandez or Gates, but the only way that I could get that lock, that I could get it officially on paper, Andre Johnson to the world champs, it was gonna take Gronkowski. So that's what led the trade to go into today, which would have been done last night. And I said, you know what?
You got to look at it this way.
You got to take a chance. But Andre
Johnson has played 1 game all season, 2 games, all season. Okay, Deshaun Jackson has been next to invisible most of the season. So the only person that's really putting up points so far for him has been Jones-Drew. On your side, Chris Johnson has done nothing. Vincent Jackson has had 1 or 2 games, and then it's been all Rob Gronkowski. So you get 2 players that aren't hitting their potential, and 1 good player that's been hitting every week on both sides.
I mean, going into this week, it is elite for Keith.
The weird
Until
thing about this trade,
Andre Johnson
for
comes up.
everybody who's listening, they gave up a Jackson and a Johnson for a Jackson and a Johnson. That's strange. That's just weird. I'm looking at it, I'm like,
You know how I feel about Johnstons. But anyways, I mean the trades through. First trade with the trade deadline November 30th. So for all you guys out there who wanna get something done, I mean right here this proves it. For two dudes to actually step up and make their number one picks, trade them, it goes out to show that everybody
and I will
has the
say
balls
this
to do it.
to anybody who's been in this league long enough and who knows Keats.
This is his first one ever.
Keats will talk about a trade for weeks. Like Keats will talk to you for like 3 weeks straight about a trade. He'll sit on the phone for hours with you talking about a trade, and he will never make a trade.
Exactly. And to prove
To see Keith actually make a trade is big news as it is. To throw out first round picks and big players, it's even bigger.
You know, speaking of that, before we move on, we talked last night. We talked about the trade and all that. So yeah, let's make something happen. So speaking of what you said, we talk, you know, and then nothing happens. I was like, okay. So I sent him three different packages. I go on this morning. They both declined. And this guy calls me up. Yeah, we're gonna make a trade. I said, you just freaking declined the last 3 packages I sent you. I mean, are you listen? Don't waste my time. All right, we sat there. We knocked it out for about 2 hours on the phone, and we did it. We knocked it out. But it's big. Could change the course of the league. Could make impact for both divisions because the world champs are still alive. Barely hanging on by a string, and the coach is still alive in a better situation than the world champs. But going into it, man, matter of fact, let's go right into the Apocalypse Death Lords battling the short circuit with the Death Lords taking it 172 to 144. Really? You gave Nuno his second loss? Really?
Yep.
Is it fair that you're picking on a dude that's 2-4? I mean, really. I can't believe it. You did a big favor, which is a little too late in my case, but now you left the Disciples 1 game from first place to tie him up. Nobody gave you a shot going into the game. What did you think about this game?
Oh, I love that. I actually sat in front of my computer, cursing my computer most of the day, saying, please, please. The sad part is, I went to bed on Sunday night. Well, I didn't go to bed, but when I started the Patriot game, I had a 50-point lead. I was scared. Wes Welker, Greg Jennings, I was actually kind of scared. Because the last time I played Nuno, I was beating him, and then all of a sudden Wes Welker put up 55 points, and I lost to Nuno. So, I was kind of scared. I seen Wes Welker put up 10. I'm like, yes, I'm going to go to bed happy. I'm like, there's no way Greg Jennings is going to put up 40 points. And I was nervous. I was nervous because I'm sitting there. Nuno's had just weird comebacks. And I'm like, please, don't let this be one of them. I don't want him to come back.
You know, you look at it, I mean, going position for position. You had Tony Romo putting up 40 points to Drew Brees' 42. You had Steven Jackson putting up, the double digits, 15, going over to Ray Rice, 21. So it's about neck and neck. And this is when we're going to start separating. We also had Marcus Colston, 19, to Jonathan Stewart's 8, which was devastating for him. Roddy White and Steve Smith, 10 points, 8 points. And then you had Greg Jennings and Walker, 12 and 10 apiece. Then you had the tight ends. What did the tight ends do?
Jason Witten had 8 points. Tony Gonzalez, 19. Then we had DeMarco Murray with 28. By the way, a one game wonder, you said. So Sean McCoy with 18.
Still is.
The big difference was the Cowboys defense putting up 28, and the Saints defense only putting up 4. And then the kickers, Akers 16, Josh Brown 7.
Really? David Akers, 16. What did my boy say last week about beach balls? I mean, really? These kickers putting up wide receiver numbers? I mean, this is absurd.
It's those oversized shoes.
It's absurd. You know what? You know what? That is a ridiculous matchup, okay? You both deserve to lose, okay? Both of you with that ridiculous points, guy. Let's move on. What do we got next?
Let's move on. Let's move on to my favorite matchup. the coach at the World Champions.
Icon versus icon. Legend versus legend. Now let me tell you something, little man. Okay? I am more dangerous than an Uzi and harder than a jacuzzi. You understand that? And your penis is softer than a smoothie. But anyways, let me let the world know that this was the game of the century, Cupcake. You have nothing to say, okay? Go into the matchups. Show what the world champs did, baby.
I do, but let me just somebody said this, and I can't say who, but somebody said that this was the toilet bowl game for last place. And
The toilet bowl game.
for last place, yeah. So that's what I heard. I'm just saying.
Who is this? Let's hear who this is.
No, we can't, listen to me. I shall not discuss his name on camera. We'll talk about it later.
So I'm guessing it was Nuno.
No, it was not. It was not the little one. Anyways, we had Keith, the coach, taking on Kevin, the world champion, beating him 155 to 144.
Game of the week.
Now, the sad part is, you look at Darren Sproles, Vincent Jackson, Dwayne Bowe, with a combined 10 points. Combined. 3 for Jackson, 3 for Bowe, and 4 for Sproles. That's insane. But we'll get into it. Aaron Rodgers on Keith's side, 48 points. Maurice Jones-Drew, 22. Beanie Wells with 6. Julio Jones with 2. Mario Manningham with 19. Jimmy Graham, 21. Mike Tolbert, 11. Eagles defense, 18. And Lawrence Steins, 8.
Over on my side, Newton a little bit of a disappointment with the 23. But like you said, Sproles before, Chris Johnson finally coming out of his shell with 27. And he comes out and the other 3 go to sleep with Vincent Jackson putting up the 3 and Dwayne Bowe with a 3. I mean, ridiculous. Antonio Gates with 10. And Gronkowski, my boy, putting up 31 points, almost more than Keith's quarterback. He put up more than mine. Unbelievable. And the Texans defense, number 1 defense in the league, 25 points. And again, with these kickers, I mean, really? 15 points to Bailey. When you look at the product, did I deserve to lose this game? No, I did not. I should have hit over 200 for the second week in a row. But like I said earlier, it's the way the cookie crumbles. And I lost to a 3-time world champ. This is the game of the week. And you want to call toilet bowl games? Well, you got
All I know is this.
the only champions playing in one match.
Keith.
And the best.
Keith is back in it. With that win, it puts him right back in contention in the best of the best division.
Yeah, very interesting. But Keith, it's a fluke-ass win. Moving on. Brazilian All-Stars at the North Dominant Disciples. I mean, really? 140 to 90? I mean, it wasn't even a match. I mean, how can the Disciples be manhandling the Brazilian All-Stars? That's like you beating me. I mean, really? I mean, I thought it was going to come down to a field goal, to something. But no. Little punk. Gary. That's what you are, Gary. You're a little punk. Talking trash about the world champ. A punk. You got smoked by my boys in Dartmouth. Let's go right into the game. What happened?
Philip Rivers putting up 30 points, going up against Tom Terrific, 46 points. You had Fred Jackson put up a decent number, 13, going up against, wait, that can't be right. Michael Bush?
Really?
Michael Bush? Not Darren McFadden. Michael Bush with 32 points. I must say, pickup of the week. That just goes to show you when you make pickups and you pay attention and you see somebody gets hurt, you take the man that's after him. That was a good pickup. It's what Steve's been doing all year long. Why he has a good record this year. We have Frank Gore, who got hurt in the game, came out, only had 1 point. And Matt Forte with 13. And then, what happened with the wide receivers? How did that go?
Well, you had Megatron with 13 points, AJ Green with 10 points, and over on the Disciples, you had Macklin with an ugly 2, Steve Preston with a 7, Owen Daniels with 6 points. Over on Gary's side, 8 points. The tight ends just played horrible for both of them. You know, then you got Turner with 11, Brandon Marshall with 16, 9 for the 49ers, 3 for the Ravens, 1 for the Falcon, and 6 for Mike. I call him Dirty Nugget. Horrendous numbers. You know, funny thing is, if I would have played anybody else besides Keith this week or you, I would have picked up a win. Notice? I mean, really. I don't even know what to say about the game. I mean, besides Tom Brady, Steve's team was almost and Bush. I mean, it was enough to almost throw up. I mean, really. Gary's, same thing, even though he had a couple in double digits. But you know what's funny is, the team that has the most people in double digits usually come out with the win. But in this case, not, because I think Gary, has got about 5 or 6 guys with double digits, and Steve maybe 3, and still losing it. So that was a very tough matchup. But on another note, that put Steve, like I said, a nickel away from first place in the Young Nationals division. Now, if Nuno slips up, Steve could tie this up going into division games, week 13, and it's going week 12. I mean, it's going to get very interesting. But
you know what's going on with Gary's team? And I said Gary's team in the beginning was going to be
Michael Bush should be on Gary's team,
coming up and doing what he needs to do.
That's what happens.
But he's had injuries. Frank Gore got hurt 2 back-to-back games. He got hurt. AJ Green gets hurt. And like I said, your star running back Darren McFadden is on the bench. He's hurt. How do you let another owner pick up your player's backup? This is what I got to say to you, Gary. Right there.
And to be in first place when you didn't even buy a slice of pizza, I mean, 1 pickup, really? Get out of here. All-Stars, when you see yourself at the bottom of your division and you say, wow, what happened? Just like last year, you're not making the necessary moves. Bush should have been those 32 points to you, with him with the loss. The Disciples should have lost it, because Bush would have been on his team if he would have woke up. But you know what? That's the way the cookie crumbles, I said. Going on. Little coach, battling, pathetic, doesn't even run. Heard it broke down on Route 44, the bus. I mean, really? The bus, those wheels still work? I mean, picking up, I call it abuse, all right? Picking on a little kid, 149 to 108.
This just goes back to what I said beginning of the season.
It's a conspiracy against the champs.
It's the beginning of the season, this is what I said.
What'd you say?
He has 1 player on his team as far as the little coach. He has 1 player, and the rest of his team can't back up that 1 player. When your best player puts up 34 points, and it's not your quarterback...
You know your lips look like you're African American.
Thank you, I have
I mean, they're
it's
so
okay.
puffy, and they're like, you got Shaquille O'Neal lips. Anybody ever tell you that? Going on anyways.
But when your best player, who's not your quarterback, puts up 34 points, you should win a game. You really should. How do you only put up, with 1 player putting up 34,
You got something on your chin.
how do you only put up 108 points?
You got something on your chin. Your other chin.
Yeah. He's so funny.
I'm only joking with you. I know you're upset, so going right into it, man. What do you really think?
Let's get into it. Michael Vick putting up a pathetic 17 points. Michael Vick, 17. And he got hurt, by the way? Oh,
Broken ribs.
Thank you.
That's what happens to ball killers.
Arian Foster with 34 points. Ryan Matthews with 8. Steve Johnson with 2. Michael Crabtree, 3. Jermichael Finley, 9. Ben Tate, the backup to Arian Foster. Who puts their backup in their starting running back in the same team on the roster? I don't know. But anyways, Ben Tate with 12. The Chargers defense with 6. Robbie Gould with 17.
Horrible.
Tell me about the bus, though. Tell me about the bus. I know you don't want to talk about the bus, but you got
You know something? I'm just looking at these teams that are supposedly headed for the playoffs. It's horrible. I can take 3 teams that are in the playoffs that are on their way to the playoffs, combine them, and I don't see 5. I can't even find 5 All-Stars. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right, you got the bus with Eli freaking Manning. I mean, really? Eli Manning, 35 points. All of a sudden, what? He's Peyton Manning? I mean, come on, dude. Peterson, 11 points. Hasn't done jack all year long. Mike Williams with 6 points. Mike Wallace with 14. Des Bryant with 19. 5 for Keller. Jordy Nelson, 23. The Packers, 24. And Crosby kicking another beach ball, 9. I mean, how can these teams be competing for a championship? I mean, look at these lineups.
any given Sunday, son. That's the way
You know
it works.
something? I mean, these matchups are horrendous. You know something? If the world champs do not make these playoffs, let me tell you something. TV ratings are going to be down across the board. All right? It's just going to be flicking, watching Lifetime stories when they see you and the little midget and all these other clowns, and they see the world champs at home. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay, because that's why I planned it this way. All right? I want to give. It's Christmas season. It's almost here. My heart melts during this time of year. You know what I'm saying? And I sacrificed myself to let one of you guys come in the door, and hopefully you can win a championship. I want to see who can do it. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm in those playoffs, you know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You know my season starts then. But you know what? 11 weeks in, cannot pick a winner. I have absolutely no idea. Nuno looks like he was running away with it. But even him, I don't know who's a favorite. Maybe you have one. Let me know what you think, Cupcake.
Cupcake. Okay, there, honey bunches. Out of the, I still have to say I think Nuno will come out.
What is your obsession with little people?
I don't know. I just think the little one has got it going this year. I don't know. And out of my division,
Do you sleep with the little people so they think you have a big one? Is that what the case is?
no, that's not what it is.
Really? I think you have an obsession with the African American, and you have the obsession with the little people. I mean, ever since I've known you, the last 10 years. And I want you to tell, well, right here, live on camera, what is the obsession?
I don't.
Even your kick is black.
My kick is not black.
I'm just saying. Your team is 95%. You know, let the fans know out
Listen,
there.
I am the United Nations. All creeds and colors are welcome, even the little people.
Little people.
All right, now
Not how I
seriously,
feel about the
let's
little people.
get into week 11. Let's talk about this week. What's going down? We got the big bad bus facing the coach. After all these trades went down, where do you see this going?
Big bad bus. I mean, big bad bus starting this week is going to go on a losing streak. I don't see him hanging in there. I mean, I don't even know how he has 6 wins. I mean, it's ridiculous. The coach, you know, the trade was big. I think the coach is going to get on a roll here with that trade. It really brings his team more dangerous. I see the coach taking this in a blowout. I see a severe blowout for the big bad bus, which keeps the world champs on the horizon. Keeps me still in the game. What do you say?
Honestly, the trade kind of improves Keith's chances. I look at it and I say to myself, I don't see it being a blowout. I see
Well, you
Keith,
better get your glasses.
Keith maybe edging it out, but I don't see it being a blowout. Not this week.
Anyways, if you want to listen to him, you'll end up in last place. If you want to listen to the world champs, you'll succeed. Anyways, we got the North Dama Disciples in a big, big game with you, the Death Lords. Big, big. Big for him to fight for first place in his division. For you you got people behind you waiting to bite that ass, and that's a lot of meat. I mean, once they grab, they ain't letting go. There's enough there for Thanksgiving. You are in trouble, so you need this win. He needs this win. Very tough to tell, but I'm going to have to roll with the Death Lords. I said it. I go with my gut. I think the Disciples are going to hit a bump this week on the road. You know, I could be wrong, but I think the Disciples, they're going to be there to fight for the Young Nationals division title. But I just think the ball's kind of been rolling Cupcake's way. And Goldilocks, it looks like you're going to be getting another win this week.
As much as I'd love to say I'm winning this week, you got Tom Brady playing Kansas City in Gillette Stadium. That's scary. And I think that
Tom Brady hasn't been scaring anybody.
He hasn't been, but like you're always saying, you always see people think it's a bye when I come to that neck of the woods, right? You don't look at Kansas City and automatically think it's a bye? With Matt Castle with a broken hand or whatever the hell issue he has with his hand?
Well, like I look at you guys on my schedule and it's ridiculous. I says, who's this?
I think it's going to be back and
turning out
forth.
your
I
way.
think it's going to be back and forth, but I think Steve might come out with the win by at least 10 points.
Well, you heard it there. I'm rolling with them. He's rolling with him. Moving on. We have the Short Circuit visiting the Brazilian All-Stars at home. Another big matchup here. Now, guys, every matchup this week and on, playoff implications, it's all make or break. I mean, losses at this time of the season are crucial. So you lose this week, it's devastating. This is where the playoff teams start to clinch. We already know. Well, on top of that, I'll get into that after this, but another news. But regardless, I see the All-Stars giving Nuno the Short Circuit his second consecutive loss, leaving him with 3, which is going to make it more interesting if Kenny picks up a win. But I see Gary taking in a close game.
Upset special of the week for me. I see it being Gary. No Drew Brees on Nuno's side. And his backup is Jay Cutler? Jay Cutler? Really? I see Gary's team.
That's too bad.
I see Gary's team putting it together this week. As long as he adjusts for the injuries, I see Gary coming out with a win. I see the All-Stars just having a good game.
Well,
which brings us to our last matchup.
Speaking of the All-Stars, he doesn't deserve to win after letting all these people go that he could have picked up on his team, spending $5. I mean, really? You know spending $5 is not going to win you a championship. I mean, it's ridiculous. And he better start opening up his eyes, start wasting the moolah, because he's not going to make it anywhere.
Yeah, all I know is you cheap bastard. $5? I know you can eat more than $5 worth of food. I've seen you eat. For a little guy, you could put some shit away.
At the party, he's eating a slice of pizza for that money.
You better stop contributing. But anyways, the last matchup, the Four Crowns World Champion against the Little Coach.
Well,
I hurt Michael Vick. Little various injuries. Yeah. And the trade that went down today. Yeah, I feel bad for the Little Coach. I really do. I see the Four Crowns champ picking up another win. Trying to keep himself in contention. And I see the Little Coach sliding down to the bottom of the division.
little man, 4 hours ago, you didn't stand a chance before this trade went through. And even now, I don't think you do, but no playing around. He upset me by 5 points last time I played him. That's not going to happen again. This game is going to be close until the 4 o'clock games, and I'm going to take it at least by 60. That's what I'm predicting. I'm taking it by 60. You know, you don't have a prayer this week. You'll still be in contention. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for some reason, the losses in the best of the best division don't really hurt nobody because everybody's a game apart. So I mean, it's gonna come down to week 14, like I said. But speaking of that, this is where every game counts. You can just head it over there. All right, guys. Well, we're back. I mean, really? Really? You can't even give an hour of your time. This is what I'm talking about. You guys know what I said a couple weeks ago. As you know, he signed a new contract. Okay? He has the snacks to prove it. You know, he wants his bowl of pasta, little thing of Skittles, every episode, and look at him here. Who brought that in? Production?
Yeah, production did. I got an intern. Didn't you notice?
I mean, this is ridiculous. For a dude who's Robin, and I'm Batman, I'm the star of the show, and you're over here eating snacks, you're lucky I don't fire your ass to bring back the guy that was here last week.
You're just mad you don't have an intern take care of you.
You know something? I do. I hired your mother earlier this week. Anyways.
Oh, you should have left that.
These next couple of games. Alright? Every single game. No more mistakes. If you lose the game now, it's devastating. Remember, week 14 is the end of the season and starts the playoffs. So, what do you see? Who do you see the three teams coming out of the Nationals and the three teams coming out of the best?
I'm going to go with the same thing I've been saying all season long. The three teams coming out of the Young Nationals is going to be the Disciples, the Short Circuit, and a Bus. Now, could there be a change of place where the Bus gets knocked out and the Four Crowns World Champ slides in? Yeah. But I pretty much think the top two spots are locked in. It's going to be Nuno and Steve the rest of the way. The top two teams in there. As far as the best of the best division goes, I see me, Gary, but I don't know. This trade with Keith just makes things real interesting.
Wow.
It makes it interesting. At the beginning, I saw Keith getting completely eliminated, getting knocked out, but now I'm starting to think that the little coach is going to be eliminated.
Well, I don't know if I ever told you this before, but it doesn't matter what you think. Anyways, my picks are, unfortunately, the Short Circuit. I mean, who wants to see them win a division title? The Disciples. I mean, really?
Is the trophy taller than him?
It's taller than him. We're gonna have to. Whole league's gonna have to help him pick it up. You know, so we can take a picture with
Listen
it.
to me. Win a poker game, and you could buy yourself a little stand, like a little step
Just
ladder,
so you can see the top.
just
of
so
it.
you can hit the top of the trophy.
But I mean, the Disciples, Short Circuit, and the Bus in the playoffs. Who's gonna watch that? I mean, who is gonna watch that without the world champs on vacation? I mean, this might kill the league. Over on your side, the coach eliminated? Really? People are gonna be watching the Hall of Fame game, the coach versus the world champs, and they won't even watch the playoffs. This could devastate the league. This could actually bring our league down where we lose our TV contract. You know something? So I think a petition should go around and the coach and the world champs be voted in unanimously. Everybody vote for us. Everybody. That's the only way. That's the right way. Now, Cupcake, I know you're scared of that. I know every night before you go to bed, you get on those gorilla knees. You press those gorilla hands together and you tell the, oh, Lord Almighty above, thank you so much, and please keep them out of the playoffs, because you know it is your only chance. Your only chance to win a championship.
I will say this. Yeah, you scam me a little bit. You do. You do.
What is that? Oh, scare you.
I ain't scared of the coach.
Oh.
I'm not scared of the coach, and I will tell everybody this. And you already heard.
You know the coach defeated you, swept
I
you
don't-
the last 2 years he was in the league?
I don't care what the coach has done.
Oh, I'd be careful with
I
those
don't
words.
care what the coach has
He
done.
did say week 11, he better watch out.
Well, this is week 11. They play me. That's how.
Week 12 then.
That's how out of it the coach is. He doesn't even know what week he's playing. His own division.
So what week are you playing him?
Week 14, son.
You're not playing him week 14. So it goes to show you how much you're out of division. You both know shit. He's facing the little coach week 14, and you're facing the All-Stars. I'm facing
Oh, so I have a bye week that
the
week?
bus, and he's facing short circuit, and that's all without a paper in my hand. Anyways, it's interesting. By Thanksgiving, we'll know, I think, exactly how the young national stands, and I think by Thanksgiving we'll also have a better picture of the best of the best, because I don't even know what to me, 6 wins or 7 wins is going to be about it in that division. So, if I was there, I'd make the playoffs. But you know what? That's just the way just the way it goes. But let's say it's the All-Stars with the bye. That's you battling the little coach with Nuno with the bye and Kenny visiting Steve. I mean, very interesting. Right now, Steve has home field in the playoffs if he makes it in a wild card. You also have the same, but you know as well as I know, ain't nothing like that bye. Ain't nothing like clinching your division title, because you play one game. You play one game to move on to that
Yeah, but
championship.
it bothered me. Like last year, I had that bye week where I got to sit around and watch a game and it didn't matter. I was aggravated.
Me too.
I was so aggravated because I'm looking at my computer on the screen and I'm like,
Really?
damn. I'm like, I can't do anything. Like I just have to actually just watch a game and I can't enjoy like going back and forth checking scores because I'm not in it.
I was a little aggravated, but after having it for 4 years, you get accustomed to it. You get accustomed to greatness. And you know something, ladies and gentlemen, cats and kittens, it is so lonely at the top. I mean, really. The only man to ever win 4 titles. You know something? And all you league members who are watching out there, been hearing a lot of things this week. I've been hearing a lot of things around my own set. All right? Talking about the world champs. Bad-mouthing the world champs. It's like Scottie Pippen bad-mouthing Michael Jordan. I mean, really? Here I am, putting this league on the map. Starting this league to give everyone an opportunity. And bad-mouthing me, I was in disbelief. To think, at the draft, I was loose. I drafted very different. And everybody that knows me knows I draft my running backs. I draft a certain way, and I proved my way wins championships. But last year, I went different because I had no pressure on me. I did it so many times. And I actually said, I hope we have a new winner. I like to see who else can win it. 10 weeks later, trash talking the world champ. You know something? I spit on those words I said at the draft. I hope none of yous win. You know what? I found out. Well, I wanted one man to win. I was hoping the Disciples. If I got taken down. But you know what? I even heard my good friend from the Disciples owner. He was a good man. But once the bank finalized ownership of the Disciples, once he became owner of the Disciples, he changed. He changed. Now he's got that, $2 billion franchise, and it's just not the same. While I've been here for over 10 years, and never have I changed. Donate money to the needy. I just gave him $2 earlier today for a coffee. I donate money to the poor. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't know. But I do. I'm humble. I wish.
Wait, no. Hold on.
I wish.
Whoa.
I wish you all the best. I wish whoever wins the best.
He's dyslexic. He gets his words confused sometimes. Humble means you never talk about yourself, right?
I am humble.
You always talk about yourself. How
No,
are you
no.
humble?
No. I am hosting a show. I have to talk about myself. But when I win, I don't call people up and say, who's the champ? I don't do none of that. I don't do none of that.
Yeah, yeah. No,
You
he
know-
doesn't do that. He doesn't say who the champ is. He calls up and says, "That's right, bitch. I own that ass." That's the kind of stuff he calls it.
You know
He has a
something?
little lead.
I lost this week a heartbreaker. I am not a sore loser. I am not a sore winner. I'm a great winner. A great winner. I could have tore you apart last week. 2 weeks ago, I could have tore you apart after spanking that ass. And I called and I just let it ease. Said a great matchup. And by the way, you're 9-1. That's all I said. All right, Cupcake? You know how I've been great to you. I've been great to you. I even give you an opportunity here. You lost your job last week. And I let you come onto the show. All right, making $150 a year. Hosting a show with me. You don't really have to talk much. You just got to stay here and smile.
That's right.
And how dare you say all these things about me? You're gullible. You're gullible. But we got to move on. We got to let these people know that it's that time again. That time of the show where we make our fans a little bit of money. We make them a little extra spending cash. A little extra to go out on a Saturday night to the strip club and enjoy the night. Something called Bet Your Mama's House on It, where I'm going to give you my picks of the week, must starts and must sits. Let's go right into it. What do we got, man?
We got a commercial break. That's what we have.
We need a commercial break for.
Do you see a paper in front of me?
But you know, let's make them some money. They're hurting out there. So here we go. Let's go right into it. What we got?
We got the New York Jets at Denver.
New York Jets at Denver.
Yep.
You know what? New York Jets are on the decline. Denver, I don't even know what the hell they're going to do in that game. Jets are going to win it by God knows how many points. Stop Plexico Burrs. Next.
The Jacksonville Jaguars at Cleveland.
Jacksonville Jaguars at Cleveland. Is this even a televised game?
Nope, it's blackout.
I mean, really. And where it belongs. That's like blackout, you said?
It's a blackout.
That's like most of your games. Anyways, Jacksonville is going to win that. They're going to stop Maurice Jones-Drew. And Cleveland, bench everybody there. Next.
Carolina Panthers at the Detroit Lions.
The Carolina Panthers at Detroit.
Yep.
Well, you know what? The Panthers are going to win this game. Detroit is a fluke, like I said they were. First 6 games of the season, last 5 games, what, 2-5 or so? They're ridiculous. Carolina's going to take it. Start Newton. Start Steve Smith. Bench. You ready for this? Bench your boy DeMarco because I don't see him doing nothing. And the Carolina's defense is horrendous because that guy is a fluke, just like you making the playoffs.
Ask you a question. What game are you talking about?
You just said the Cowboys.
Detroit Lions. Numbnuts.
With who?
Playing the Carolina Panthers. Detroit Lions. You were just talking about the Lions.
I got ahead of myself.
See, he's been a week off. A week away from the show, and this is what he does.
All right, ask it again. He edits this part out.
No, it's gonna stay like
No,
that.
go.
All right, so we go over again. We got the Carolina Panthers at the Detroit Lions.
You're going to take the Carolina Panthers. They're going to take it easy. Start Newton. Start Steve Smith. Over on the other side, Calvin Johnson. That's about it. What we got next?
Tampa Bay at Green Bay.
Tampa Bay. I mean, stop asking these stupid questions. Tampa Bay at Green Bay. I mean, really? Rodgers visiting Tampa Bay? I mean, really? He wins the game by himself. Trust me, I know. I mean, Tampa Bay? Oh, my. Start Rodgers. Start Greg Jennings. Start the owner. Start Brett Favre. Start everybody in the organization. Start the cheerleaders because they're going to demolish the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who's next?
Buffalo at Miami.
Miami at your house. Buffalo. Buffalo is going to win this game. All right? Should be snowing up there, I heard. Or is it at Miami?
It's at Miami.
All right. Might go in their favor, but Buffalo's still going to win it. I wouldn't start anybody from any of them. Move on.
We have Oakland at Minnesota.
Now, Oakland and Minnesota. It's a good game right here. Don't lean in so close. You're gonna start the Oakland Raiders. They're gonna have a big game. Bet a little bit of dough on it, okay? Bet your income check. The Raiders are gonna win their division. Carson Palmer's on fire. Start him. Start everybody from Oakland. It's gonna be one hell of a game.
The Dallas Cowboys at Washington.
You know what? They actually call this a rivalry, but I was never into this matchup. I mean, it's two horrible teams. Cowboys, I don't care that now that they pick up a win or two, now all of a sudden it's America's team again. Tony Homo is a joke. You know, he's always going to be a joke. He's got no Miles Austin. I wouldn't start none of them from there. And I wouldn't start anybody from any team. I'd bench them all. What else we got?
He's feeling cranky today. Cincinnati Bengals at Baltimore.
Cincinnati Bengals at Baltimore. You know? Baltimore, I think they're a fluke. I'm going to go and I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to take them. Obviously, start Ray Rice. But I see another upset here with Cincinnati's defense playing great. What else we got?
Seattle at St. Louis.
Seattle at St. Louis. You got to start St. Louis. My boy Brandon Lloyd's on a tear. He's going to continue. Start him. Start Steven Jackson. I can't even name anybody from Seattle. I mean, really. Can you name anybody? I mean, really. Start everybody in St. Louis. You know they're going to win it.
Arizona at San Francisco.
Arizona at San Francisco. Wow. Is this even televised? I mean, this is like you playing the Disciples. Who would watch that game? I mean, if you were playing me or the Disciples playing me, I mean, that's what, as you can see, I'm angry at some of the teams in this, you know, in the league. But that's for later. You got to take San Francisco, point blank.
Tennessee at Atlanta.
Tennessee at Atlanta. Start Chris Johnson. Start Roddy White. Start Matt Ryan. Start Michael Turner. Put all your money on Atlanta. The Dirty Birds. They're going to make you some dough. You'll be able to pay your car note. Who's next?
San Diego at Chicago.
San Diego at Chicago.
Yep.
Huh. You know San Diego's been on a decline, but I got an inside scoop. Vincent Jackson, if you think last week's game was a fluke, it was. He will rebound. Phillip Rivers will come out of this, whatever thing he's in. He's going to come up. Antonio Gates is going to come up. Chicago, you can't trust Jay Cutler. Stop Matt Forte. He's obviously going to get his points. But besides that, San Diego takes this easy.
Philadelphia at the Giants.
Philadelphia at the Giants. Well, you know, that's very hard. What Philadelphia?
The Eagles, huh?
The first season Eagles, second half of the season Eagles, the 3 weeks ago Eagles. You got to help me out here because it's either they're great 3 weeks ago or they're bad. I didn't even know what Eagles.
The same one they've been all season, kind of crappy.
You know, I'm going to go with the New York Giants. Do not stop that gay Eli Manning. That's right, you heard me say it, gay. He's so gay. I hate that guy. Do not start him. If Bradshaw is there, you start him. But obviously he is not. Don't stop Brandon Jacobs. He's ridiculous. That guy's a piece of shit. And we know for reasons. Over on the other side, Philadelphia, I mean, what do you do? Michael Vick ain't playing. Giants are going to take this game. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout. Andy Reid's job. His ass is going to be on the line.
The Monday night game.
Oh, and who is it? Who can only host Monday night games?
Kansas City at New England.
You know, this game I had circled on a little Kev schedule. That's right, little Kev keeps a schedule. Had it circled. Big game. But now, with the injury to Matt Castle, I don't know if it's going to be exciting like it was going to be. Matt Castle's in that game. I don't think the Patriots would win. Who is going to cover Dwayne Bowe? Absolutely nobody. But now we got like a rookie that's going to be throwing Dwayne. You know, obviously stop Dwayne Bowe. Stop Deion Branch. Stop Gronkowski. Stop Hernandez. Stop Wes Welker. Stop Tom Brady. the Patriots are going to demolish them. This is by far. You're going to see, what the Green Bay Packers did to Minnesota. That's what the Pats are going to do to Kansas City. Take that, run to your local bookie, take off your jewelry, bet your wife's wedding ring, because you're going to get it all in return, because the New England Patriots will not let you down. So double, triple that bet, and maybe you can win and buy my co-host a new sweatshirt, because that looks horrible. It's horrendous. We're live on Vice Satellite. I mean, you find nothing better to wear. Who you wear looking at me? I got 4 championships. The reason I dress the way I now, if I came here with my Versace shoots, my Gator shoes, and it would have been like, oh, here he is, big time. It's the big time. So you know what? Just like a good rich person, I don't let you know about it. Okay? I don't throw it in people's faces like some people that live on Davis. But anyways, I do what I gotta do. Unlike you, there's absolutely no reason for you to look like this. Is there? You got an excuse?
Well,
No, you got none.
I have to look better than you.
Impossible. Impossible. It's impossible, and you know that for sure because your girl came to my house after she left you. Anyways, this has been a great episode. All right, great episode. Thank God the other guy's not here this week. I mean, wow.
I don't shit.
You know something? I fell asleep twice last week. Fell asleep twice. Funny thing was whenever you were talking.
Oh.
The show was dead, but somehow this side of the show was always on fire. He did well. Obviously, he pays attention. He's a big Cat fan. He's great. Matter of fact, he called me up and said, "Is it all right if I sit in your booth? Can I sit in your seat?" I said, "Young man, you can go in there and sit in my seat. You just do a good job. That's all." He's great. You know what? I was only joking. I hope he wins a championship. I really do. Once you get off my bad side, maybe you can win one. But until then, until you apologize live via satellite, that's when I'll go vote for you. But anyways, this, Cats and Kittens, has been the best show the web has ever seen. King of Kings, League of Champions, the Toss of Zavouge is coming closer and closer into somebody's hands. And bye-bye from me, 4-time defending champ, to my right, Cupcake, saying peace. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.